All right, Precal. Mts Precal. I'm going to call this logs. Chapter 5 though. It says chapter 4 because this came from Algebra 2. I'll make you another packet tomorrow. This is just a prep. Get you ready for it. This is obviously an easier stuff than what I'll be giving you. Okay? But it's to give you a little practice at first. Okay? So, the questions I'm going to give you are 1, 6, 7, 11, 14, and 15. Okay? Let's do it. You should be able to do the rest of them.
What?
Yep.
Yeah.
Good to go. Number 1 is 10 to the 9x minus 5 is equal to 79. Okay? So you should know that I'm going to just add 5 to both sides. So I get 10 to the 9x is equal to 84. Okay? That's in exponential form. If you remember from last year, we used if you have a base raised to an exponent, it's equal to a number, right? And so it goes both ways. You go from an exponential form into logarithmic form. Okay? So logarithmic form would be log of the base of the number is equal to the exponent. Okay? So that's the base rule. Okay? So what I'm going to do now is change this into logarithmic form so I can solve for x. So the log base 10, because the base is 10, of the number 84 is equal to 9x. And now I just divide both sides by 9. Okay? Now remember, from last year you should remember that log base 10 of a is equal to log of a. Okay? That's our base 10 rule. Okay? It's a lot like this. If I take the square root of 8, I don't write the square root as the 2 root, right? I just write it as the square root. Right? It's the same idea. Okay? So I don't need to write the 2. I don't need to write the 10. Okay? And that's the one your calculator uses. Okay? So your calculator is going to use this base 10. Now, I need to just calculate it out. So, log of 84 divided by 9 is equal to x. And then I plug it in my calculator. And log 84 divided by 10, or 9, 2138. 2138 point. So I want both of these in your answer. Okay, so number 6. Number 6 is something very similar, but it's base 16 to the 6.3 p minus 8 plus 7 equals 97. Okay? And so in the same aspect as I did up here, I'm going to do the opposite, right? Opposite of plus 7
minus 7.
So I got 16 to the 6.3 p minus 8 power, right? And that equals 90. Okay? And so now I take it and put it in log form. Right? Log base 16 of 90 is equal to 6.3p minus 8. Okay? Now before I can start solving, I need a rule. And that rule, remember from last year, log base b of a is equal to log a over log b. Okay? So, you need all these rules. You're going to start remembering to put down. Don't really need this one. No? So, okay? So what that lets me do is this. Right? Remember that rule? Or just draw the line, draw the log. It's that simple. Okay? Now, I can start solving like a basic algebra problem, right? If it's minus 8, I'm going to
Plus 8.
That's it. So I have, let's just write it up here, log 90 over log 16 plus 8 is equal to 6.3p. Now, if I am multiplying by 6.3, I'm going to divide, or in this case, maybe multiply by
What the hell?
by a 1/6, right? Now I could just divide by 6.3. That means this whole thing is being divided by 6.3. So when I plug that into my calculator, right, I'm going to do log 90, right, divided by, so I have to end that parentheses, okay, divided by log 16. Then I'm just going to hit equals, right? And then I'll hit plus 8. And then I'll hit equals. And then I'm going to take that number and divide it by 6.3. So divided by 6.3, I get, no, that's right? Is it? 1.52? 6, yeah, that's right. 1.52745, but 1.52745 turns into 75, right? So you round off. All right, and so that's your answer. I want to see both of them. Okay. Take this over to the other board real quickly and try to get a few more problems on the same video. Okay, so with this one, we're going to do 7 and 11 and maybe 14. So 7's really easy. 7 is log of base 3 of 1/9. What they want you to do is evaluate it. To evaluate it, you think about it. 3 to what power equals 1/9? And you should remember, 3 is being flipped, right, into 1/3. Yeah. If that's true, then x is negative, right? So then 1 over 3. Now how many 3's does it take to become 9? So I need to do 3 times 3, right? So how many 3's is that? 2 3's. It's 3 times 3. So you're always thinking exponentially. Okay? So this is equal to -2. And you can plug it in your calculator and find that out, right? Log of 1/9 divided by log of 3, right? And it will come out as -2. Or you can do it in your head. Okay? And then, so you got a few of those. And then number 11 is a condensing problem. Okay? Number 11 right? We got 16 log base 6 of A minus 4 log base 6 of B. Now here we need some of those other rules, okay? So here we're going to need the power rule. The power rule is x log of A is equal to log of A to the x, right? So it just becomes the power, okay? Then if you're multiplying in front, it goes both ways. So this power goes back in front, okay? And now there's also called the product rule. The product rule, right, is the one where you have log of A plus log of B, and that equals log of AB, where you're just multiplying. You're adding, you're multiplying, okay? Or you have the quotient rule, right? And the quotient rule is the log of A minus the log of B equals the log of A divided by B. Right? Okay, so we got some steps here. First step is the power rule, right? And instead of blue, I'm going to use black. Okay? And I'll take this power and I'll put it up atop. So log of base 6 of A to the 16. I'll take this power, put it up top. Minus log of base 6 of B to the 4th, right? Now the quotient rule is brown, so I'm going to take this minus, turn it into division, so it's log base 6 of A to the 16th divided by B to the 4th. That's it. That's all you're doing. Okay? I think I was going to show you one more of those, but that shows you a lot. So now we want to expand them. Is that 15? I was going to show you 14, but 14 is too easy. So let's just skip to 15. Okay? So with 15, we're going to expand it out, and then we can end this, be done. So 15 is expansion. Okay? So we got the log base 2 of x over y to the 5th, right? Raised to the power of 5. Okay? And all I'm going to do is expand it. So what that means is, first I'm going to take this and put it out front. 5 log base 2 of x to the y, right? Then I'm going to take the division bar, right? And I'm going to make a minus sign. 5 log base 2 of x and 5 log base 2 of y to the 5th. Okay? And then again, I'm going to go back to the power sign. This power sign comes back out in front. Remember, that's multiplication, right? So when it comes back out in front, this is really 5 times 1. So this is 5 times 5. So it's just 5 log base 2 of x minus 25 log base 2 of y. We've got one more step here. I expect that you guys, this isn't going to be extra credit for you guys. Flip the signs.
So can you flip side on the board? Because I can't see when you're writing.
Okay. Now, what we want to do next is split them up. Remember, I think I gave you this rule, but log base b of a is equal to log a over log b. Did I give you that rule already? Okay. Then that's all we're going to do here. So 5 log x over log 2 minus 25 log y over log 2. That's it. And that's expansion. It's just expanding it out. Typically, on your SATs and stuff, they're probably going to stop here. But the reason I go to here is because when they start you off, you're going to start looking like this. Right? And so you're going to have to recognize that these are really log base 2's, right? So you can condense it. Does that make sense? So I just want to make sure you guys know that backwards and forwards. And that's it.